A month and a half ago, that week I had two tribulation dreams, and the big one that really was so heavy in my heart, it was in post-apocalyptic scenery. And these Christians, there was a colony of Christians, and they were hiding, they were bunkering up in just a very secluded place, and all the surroundings, like there were buildings everywhere and like houses, but they were all run down, and most of them were empty and gone and uninhabited and just broken down, broken cars, broken buildings everywhere. And these families, they were just hiding. And there were, women and men and children, and they were hungry. I just, know that they had very little to live on. And they would send out people in pairs of two to go out and scavenge for food. And that's what I saw. They built this like obstacle course, this contraption that is hard for people to get in. And so it was almost like a maze. And these two people who were scavenging, they would walk out of that maze that they made. So they were scavenging food and resources, and they were trying to be very discreet and in hiding. And in the background, I saw a lot of like robots and just monitoring systems. It was just like, they were lurking in the dark. And I saw one of the machines, like the recording light that I have on my camera, actually, it like turned on, and these monitoring systems like detected them, and then it alerted the government, it alerted these robots, and these two people, they knew they were found out. For some reason, they chose to go back and alert the rest of the pack. And they were just telling them, they're coming after us. Like, we need to go. We need to run right now. Like, we need to leave right now. And there was so much urgency and so much fear in the dream, because, imagine your life. Like, just imagine you being in their shoes. Like, they were literally running for their lives, because if they got caught, they would die. They would be forced to take the mark of the beast. They would, just horrible things would happen to them. And so I saw them grab the children by the hands. And these children, they were maybe up to my hip. So just a few years old, and they were running for their lives, and that was it. And one morning, I was just praying, and the Lord gave me a vision that corresponded to this dream, and also corresponded to the Matthew 24:9, which says, "Then they will deliver you up to tribulation and kill you, and you will be hated by all nations for my name's sake." God gave me a vision. I was in a lab in this vision. I was locked up. I knew I was a Christian. I knew I was in the tribulation, and I had missed the rapture, and I was locked up and in the cell. And through the window of the cell, this white cell is a white laboratory facility, and these people, they were in lab coats, and they came up to me in the vision, and they were taking my blood and experimenting on me, and they were injecting all sorts of like different medications into me. And I had no voice, I had no rights, and I was just an animal to them being experimented on. It's more than just a vision. These things, they're gonna come to pass. He's pouring out these visions to his children to share with everyone, to wake us up. In a twinkling in an eye, we will be caught up in the air with him, and that Jesus will come like a thief in the night. We need to be the 5 wise virgins with enough oil, and nurture that relationship with the Lord. Are we in right standing with the Lord? Is he really our number one? Are we walking in sin? Are we living in sin? Because if we're living in sin, that's our idol. If we are addicted to drugs, if we're partying, if we're having, sex outside of a heterosexual marriage, like those are idols. We're putting these sins ahead of God. Jesus says, not everyone that says to me, Lord, Lord, shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but only those who do my Father's will. And so these dreams are meant to, yes, give us a little bit of fear, but it's the fear of the Lord. So in this other dream, the Lord was showing me, it was in tribulation again. The whole world was just crazy, and like society has collapsed, just like in my other dream. Everything was just broken down, and I saw these massive ships in the middle of the ocean. I think it was in the Pacific Ocean, but they're huge. It's like huge cruise ships, super luxurious. And I saw all these elites running to board the ship for safety. All these people ran to the coastlines and tried to board the ship for safety. And they were trying to board the ship with these chips implanted on their wrists, and they were like scanning it in to reveal their identity. And but it just reminded me of Revelation 6:15, in that verse, that they were hiding in the rocks and mountains. And in the news, we also hear of, the rich people like Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates are building bunkers in the middle of nowhere in Hawaii, near the mountains. It's coming to pass. And when I was praying about this, why are they doing this? Like, why are they bunkering up? Like, why are all these rich people doing these things and preparing? And the Lord was telling me is that they know that it's coming. These people know that it's coming, but they refuse to repent. A lot of the people who run this world, they are in 100% cahoots with the devil, and they don't want to repent. And once Jesus raptures the church, those that will be left behind, you will be forced to go through tribulation. And then there's the wrath of God, and the Antichrist will reign in the earth 7 years.